This is something that I run into every day. You guys run into this every day. I'm going to make your life a lot easier. Okay? You're talking to a prospect. You're going back and forth over the phone, via email. You've got a next step. That next step involves a formal meeting, a Zoom call, a face-to-face, a whatever, a demo, whatever it is. Something that needs to go on the calendar. Complete frustration. Right? I'm talking to Nancy. Hey, Nancy, does it make sense for us to get this in front of you and the rest of the leadership team? Yeah, absolutely. We can do something next week. Then I write Nancy an email. How does Tuesday work? Tuesday doesn't work for me. How does Wednesday work? Wednesday's bad on my schedule. Or worse, I write Nancy an email. How about Tuesday? And I wait. Nothing. Nothing. No response from Nancy. Right? It's a mess. It's a cluster. It's a horrible. It's a hornet's nest. It is so frustrating. It is more work to find the slot, the 20-minute slot for that Zoom conference call on everybody's calendar than it was to sell them to agree to take the meeting. Let me solve that for you right now. You're doing this to yourself. Anytime you are sending an email to somebody saying, what's a good time for you to blank, and waiting for a response, you are not being skillful. You are not being professional. You are not being an elite sales top performer. Here's how you do it. You send Nancy an email, and you send Nancy 2 emails, okay? They go out at the same time. You write both of them. You have them in tabs, and you hit bing, bing, you hit send at the same time. The first one is the time that you want to meet with Nancy and her team. Let's say it's next Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I now have an invite for Nancy at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for us to meet on Zoom. That invite's ready to go, locked and loaded, ready to hit send. Before I send it though, I'm also going to write a separate email. And that separate email is meeting to discuss things with the board, next steps. Nancy, I'm excited. We're going to meet with the board. I have sent you an Outlook or whatever you're using for your, I've sent you an invitation for Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern. If that time works, simply accept, and these are the exact words you need to use. If that time works, simply accept and forward to your team. If not, feel free to suggest a new time. Bam, bam! Both emails go out at the same time. I have been tracking this for 3 years now. You will have a 94% chance Nancy will accept that meeting. If you send Nancy an email without the invite that's easy for her to pull the trigger on and go accept and just say, hey Nancy, does Tuesday at 10:30 work? You almost, it's not as bad, but it's almost inverted in the other direction. Let's call it a 60% or greater chance that Nancy's going to go, you know, Tuesday's not great. Make it easy for somebody to take the meeting at the time that you wanted to take it. Pick your time. You're the professional. Pick the time that works for you. Guess what? If they wanted the time that works for them, they would have gone on Easton University, taken this training, and been skillful enough to send you the invite request. It made it as easy for you to hit the accept button. Or there's a button in the invites that say, suggest new time. Even if the time doesn't work for Nancy and Nancy suggests a new time, you now can look at that, cross-check that on your calendar and go, you know what? I can make this work, right? I was hoping to watch the reruns of the Dukes of Hazzard at that time, but I'll make this time work. Except, what we're not doing is having this bi-directional, will that work? No. Will that work? No. Will that work? Okay, that will work, and then I'm sending the invite. Okay? It's a mess. Guys, just start sending this. Anytime you want to meet with somebody, create the invite for the time you want. Write a separate email. I am sending you an invite for this meeting at this time. If it works for you, simply hit accept and forward to your team. Notice what I didn't say. Can you give me the emails of the people that need to hit? I'm not going to do that. Now I got to wait for Nancy to get me emails. I'm making my life too complicated. Simply hit accept and forward to your people. Guess what? They do the rest. It's easy for them.